Good afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to our August the 12th agenda meeting to set the board agenda for August the 19th. As we get started, we'll start with Director Brad Jordan, who will do the Troy Leahy recognition.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I hope Mr. Leahy comes in. He is not here right now, but I think everyone knows Mr. Troy Leahy. He's maybe have served on every board and commission here, so he's going to be retiring. And so we, as a planning staff, thought we wanted to honor him. So today we honor Mr. Troy Leahy for his unwavering dedication to our city. Through his tireless efforts, he has not only enriched our community, but also inspired countless others to contribute to its growth and well-being. Commissioner Leahy's commitment serves as a shining example of what it means to truly care for a place we all call home. We are incredibly fortunate to have someone like Troy Leahy who has poured his heart and soul into making our city a better place. Your passion, hard work, and vision have left an indelible mark on our community, and we are endlessly grateful for all that you do. Commissioner Leahy has served on the commission for the Little Rock Planning Commission and has also served on the City Beautiful Commission. Thank you, Commissioner Leahy, for your steadfast dedication to our city. Your efforts have made a lasting difference, and your commitment continues to inspire us all to work toward a brighter future together. And I will accept this on Mr. Leahy's behalf.
Thank you so much. We'll now have our downtown partnership presentation. I'll ask Mr. Gabe Holstrom to kind of take the lead and transition.
There you go.
At the same time.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. So yesterday I stepped away from the partnership after 10 years with the organization. Have turned the reins over to Kyle. When I joined the organization in 2015, we hosted an annual meeting and a small food truck festival that drew about 10,000 people, and our team consisted of just 3 people, including myself. Since then, we've reimagined and activated downtown in ways big and small. We threw alley parties and pop-up events in unconventional spaces. We screened films with Hollywood talent and brought rural Arkansas, including their tractors, to Main Street. We transformed the old mall space into a party venue, once driving a DeLorean inside. And we launched a Mardi Gras-themed dog parade that now has 8 years of history. We helped Soma 501 evolve into a self-sustaining organization producing its own events. We took risks, we tried new ideas, and thanks to the support of our board, the support of all of you, and to the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we built something that lasted. We installed over 43 permanent public art pieces downtown, alongside a number of temporary installations. Some have disappeared and others still remain. We've added tulip chairs, we've painted decoys, wheat paste posters, chainsaw carvings, traffic light wraps, alley door murals, and a pocket park. We helped complete a downtown master plan, launched a professionally run ambassador program, which is very impactful today. We brought the Christmas spirit back to downtown with both live and artificial trees and created a tradition where it always snows at least once a year downtown. We adapted through COVID, pivoting to online programming, running cooking contests and doing music videos, and then running a 23 consecutive day drive-through haunted house that brought nearly 30,000 people through our parking deck. We organized a holiday boat parade and live music on the Capitol Plaza, and we grew the food truck festival from a hopeful idea on a mostly empty Main Street into a destination event that has drawn up to 50,000 people and once had the Budweiser Clydesdales parading through it. We joined the International Downtown Association and began attending their annual conference, and I became a member of the Emerging Leaders Fellowship Program, regularly in touch with colleagues from across North America that all do the same work. And Kyle recently completed the same program earlier this year. I'm grateful for the trust and support that you all have shown me throughout this journey, and I did have to earn it. I distinctly remember after being hired, after our first annual meeting, a couple of the board members pulled me aside and said that they thought it was a mistake to hire me. And you can only imagine the fire that lit under me. So I love downtown. I love this organization. I love this city. There's still so much work to be done, but we have a great team in place that understands the mission. But now it's time to pass the torch to Kyle. So thank you all.
Gabe, just thank you so much for your 10 years of service to the city of Little Rock. You've done yeoman's work and gone above and beyond to create a better Little Rock and downtown with a lot of ingenuity to get things done and pulling people together. And on behalf of the city of Little Rock, we appreciate you and just want to give you a round of applause.
Thank you, Mayor.
Kyle?
Yeah, and I also want to thank Gabe for the great foundation that he has created for us, and I look forward to continuing that work. And I also want to thank all of you for the support that the city gives to the Downtown Little Rock Partnership, and I'm excited to talk with you today about what we have going on. Together, downtown, we are building a dynamic, accessible, and reflective heart of our city that reflects Arkansas's brightest talents and ideas. And for everyone who's not sure what we've been up to over there, we are working through the Downtown Ambassador Program. We have the Downtown Master Plan that we are working with the mayor and the City Implementation Committee to ensure moves forward. We also have our Public Art Program where we have installed dozens of works of art and continue to do so. We have Mural Fest coming up where we're going to create a new public art gallery, open air art gallery. And then we have signature events like the Downtown Food Truck Festival, as Gabe mentioned. This year, we're actually bringing that together with the Downtown Master Plan, and we're very excited about it. We're moving over to the 30 Crossing green space so that we can highlight what that area of the city could be. And the Sasaki team that's working on a vision for that area is going to be there, and they will unveil their draft master plan for the attendees to get public feedback, as well as just show off and kind of help people understand that this could be something huge for the heart of our city. I'm focused as the new executive director on advancing these priorities and also championing new opportunities. We've been working through the implementation committee to identify low cost or no cost things that we can do to keep the master plan moving so it's not just sitting on a shelf, and I'm excited about those things. And we're also, I hope to focus on community collaboration, so bringing everyone together, business owners, artists, residents, advocates, showing them that their voice matters in shaping the future of downtown Little Rock. I'm also proud to live this mission personally. I live downtown with my family and love being able to be in a walkable area where I can go out to dinner or to get my hair cut or to do my shopping, all without a car. So I appreciate the trust that's been given to me here, and I appreciate the opportunity. We also have Chris Hewlin with the Downtown Little Rock Ambassador Program here. He's available to answer any technical questions, but I just wanted to share a few quick stats on what they do. You know, the ambassadors are out in their colorful uniforms, greeting visitors, conducting safety patrols. They can help walk you to your car if you're not feeling safe. And they are focused in 3 priority areas. They cover the whole downtown area, but they're focused in the River Market, the Main Street Creative Corridor, and SOMA. So if you see something in any of these areas that needs to be addressed, you can reach them at 501-208-9738. And the team tracks all of their activities, but I'm just gonna share a few stats real quick. So far this year, they've collectively walked over 3,600 miles in our downtown, welcomed more than 52,000 people to our downtown, and helped 2,800 of those people with further directions. They visited with local businesses 2,100 times and watered over 9,500 flower beds, as well as removing nearly 1,000 pieces of graffiti. We're still working to get the word out about the program, and so anyone that needs help, again, give us a call or a text. And I just wanted to say thank you one more time to everyone. I really appreciate all the support that we get.
Thank you so much. Director Capires, as the longest-standing member of the Downtown Little Rock Partnership, would you like to say anything?
I'd love to. First of all, Gabe, thank you. It's been a great run, and you have done a great
Director
job.
Capires, if you'll pull the microphone down.
Thank you. It's been a great run, and thank you for all you've done. Chris, thank you for what you're doing. The list of accomplishments and the number of things you've picked up and problems you've solved is pretty amazing. And we just need to get more people to understand what a great job you're doing. And Kyle, you've got the ability to move us to the next step. and I appreciate you being willing to take on this job. It's a little bit like in Alabama following Coach Saban, but you can do the job and do the work, and so we'll all get in there and help you get it done. So thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Lay. Hey, Brad, you'll bring, I know you don't have to repeat, but just share some brief, kind words. It's already on camera what you shared about Mr. Leahy, but just want to make certain that you come back up. Leahy, I'm sorry.
I'll raise this up, Troy, just a second. You're a big man, you gotta stand up.
Thank you. Sorry I was late. I didn't anticipate people learning how to get the children to school quite as much as it did. I didn't think about it taking that long. That's the reason I was late.
We knew it had to be something because you're always on time.
He is always on time, Mayor, and I'm better off the cuff anyway, instead of just reading it from a piece of paper. And Troy, I will tell you, you're one of the first people I met when I first started working for the city of Little Rock, and you are a very kind man. You have put your heart and soul into this city. I think that you're probably one of the first surveyors here in the state. I don't know what number you were, but it was probably in the double digits, right?
284.
284. So that's a long time ago. So Troy has not only helped the city of Little Rock, but you served in the military. Is that right, Troy?
Yes, I'm a retired bird colonel by the Army.
So we just want to get up here and do this again. So we want to give Troy this plaque. And Troy, honestly, we sincerely thank you for all your service and everything that you've done for the city of Little Rock. You have been the consummate professional, and we are desperately going to miss you, but we hope the best for the future for you. So here you go.
Thank you. It's
Yes,
my
sir.
pleasure serving.
Yes, sir.
Board members, any questions on Director Hines?
Mayor, on item 1, could we get a write-up on this? I know it says 2.5 million, but I would like to know what the city's share of this was and the source of those fundings.
Good evening. So in 2022, the city board approved a resolution in support of applying for funding for the possible study of a deck park over Interstate 30 between 6th and 9th Streets. And in 2023, we were informed that we were awarded $2 million in funding with a $500,000 match from the city to do that planning study. The $500,000 is to come out from this Public Works fund balance, and that has been shared in the past with you, Director Hines. So it's a $2.5 million project, which is for a planning study for a deck park.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out where the resolution was that we, since the mayor entered into the agreement in 2024, I don't show any resolution where we approved that expenditure.
For the
$500,000 grant in city funds.
I can go look for it and get it for
Okay,
you.
I'd
Yes, sir.
appreciate that. I'd like to hold this item separate, Mayor.
Which item is that?
Item 1 on the consent agenda.
Director Pierce, you want to speak to
Director-
that? I think you want to speak to that. Thank you, Director Pierce.
around, What you said was almost right, but not completely.
Okay.
This is a public-private partnership. The money to get the first part of the study didn't come from the city, came from 50 for the Future.
Yep.
And so not to approve this would be a real faux pas.
I totally agree. Thank you.
And so the agreement was that we would do this. The initial grant got us, we were the second city to get a grant, and we got the highest amount you could get, and that was the $2 million to study. We've now signed a contract to do it. Garver's in the process of doing it, and this is where we are. But it's important that we fulfill our obligation to do this, because it's going to help if there's money available when this happens, it will right a lot of wrongs that have occurred in the city. And Virgil has helped with this from the very first. And this is an important thing for this city to own and do it gladly, because there's involvement from the business community, and it's the right thing to do to bridge the two areas east and west of the interstate. So I will be voting for it. We can hold it separate till hell freezes over, but I'm gonna vote for it.
Thank you so much, Director Pierce.
Director Hines, it was Little Rock Resolution 15677. That resolution was actually passed on May the 3rd of 2022, and we have referenced that in the board communication.
Yep.
Well, Tom, I understand that, but that was a partnership to seek it, and I'm just looking for where we had other funds. I'm getting questions about it, and I get that the business community funded this, but we face issues with our city streets and whether or not we spend $500,000 out of our street fund to do this. And I get it. It's just tough to have a conversation with our constituents about why we can't pave roads. So I'll allow it to be put back on the consent agenda.
Director, I will say, Director Hines, this is something that I know many times we'll try to figure out a way to share timelines on some of these board commitments that the board previously made 2 and 3 years ago. And so we'll never bring anything before the board that you all haven't already known about. So like I said, thank you, our city attorney, for sharing that this has kind of been a process since 21, 22 as well. Actually, Director Pierce, this also was, you think back to Senator Clark Tucker and Secretary Pete Buttigieg, there was a lot of discussion about this publicly, and yeah, it was a big deal. Thank you. Director Miller?
Thanks, Mayor.
And so, just for everyone's record, we'll put that back on consent.
Okay. I just wanted to also just say a few words about, about this item, because not only was the business community involved in this, and of course, 50 for the Future, the neighborhoods were too.
Yeah.
We had a lot of neighborhood meetings. We got letters of support, Coalition of Little Rock Neighborhoods, and different other neighborhoods that have, participated in this. And so I just wanted to make sure that not only do we call out the business community that wrote the check, which was great, we need to check, but we also had neighborhood groups, residents that thought this was important. We've seen so many times where an interstate will cut off neighborhoods, and one side of the neighborhood grows and the other side of the neighborhood or the interstate doesn't. And so we're trying to, with this, make sure that that doesn't happen again if we can help it. And so this is important in so many ways. And I think, again, with neighborhood involvement, trying to connect east part of Little Rock with where our downtown, making sure we don't cut that off again, I think is extremely important. So I wanted to say that, Mayor. I wanted to make sure that the public knew that residents and neighborhoods were involved in this and they support it.
No, thank you so much, and I do remember you being there with all those meetings and helping bring everyone together. So thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Manish. Director Miller, did you have another question for Manish?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if Manisha answered this one or not, but I just wanted someone to talk a little bit about item number, resolution number 6. We're getting ready to spend $500,000 on the phone upgrade, so somebody tell me what this is all about.
Abdul, if you'll, is that, yeah, I thought it was you. I think it's you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the phone system upgrade is, sorry about that, is to actually upgrade our infrastructure for the current phones that we use when we communicate with each other. So we do have voice over IP phones, but there is an infrastructure that supports that. And that infrastructure currently is so deprecated that about 3 weeks ago, when we did a UPS upgrade, it wouldn't come back on. We had to rebuild those servers. So this takes us to the cloud, and it shields us from problems like that.
So, again, when we have these contracts, they generally have upgrades, and we have to pay for upgrades. How does that? I like my phone, you know, I got to get it upgraded. Does this, you anticipate we're going to have those annually? And does this contract cover any of that?
It's not the same paradigm.
All right.
We do have version upgrades that we do on the servers, and that's part of the maintenance. But this is also an infrastructure update. So every so often, you have to change that phone. It's no longer about the software on the phone. The phone itself is so old, it doesn't fit the bill anymore. Did that make sense?
It did. For a layperson like me, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thanks, Mayor.
Director Adcock, is your hand up?
Mayor, it's not on the resolutions. I expected it to be. Today, we received from the city manager the list of below 50,000, the items that he would like for us to vote on. There was one of those that I was very concerned with, and I would like for him to discuss it. It was in crime insurance, and I didn't know that you could buy insurance against crime, but it is, I think, for $10,000. And I would like more information on that.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Director Adcock. I have Jenny Bradford from HR, who's over our that particular area.
Good afternoon. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. A crime policy was put in place last year in order to cover theft from our employees. It could be property, it could be cash, it could be checks, things of that nature. But it was requested by our CFO last year that we look into this, and it was a policy that we put into place then.
And how many times did we use it?
We have not had any claims on it so far.
And you're asking to use it again, $10,000 to prevent crimes from our employees?
Yes, ma'am. What it does is it covers the loss that we experience should our employees commit an act of a theft act, any kind of criminal act that's outlined in the policy itself.
But we've never had to use it.
Well, we've only had it the 1 year.
Okay. Mayor, I would like to have this pulled separate because although I support the other 2 items, I cannot support this doing something against our employees. Thank you.
Director Adcock, this is not a voting item. It's under 50,000. However, per the city board, we share this to answer any questions from it. Now, if you don't want us to do it, we don't have to do it, but we do strongly believe that we need it, and we hate for something to happen with theft. Clearly, we can go after them legally, but we hate to not take advantage of this opportunity. Theft happens in many different ways, whether it's cybersecurity theft, whether it's property theft, and so basically the $10,000 is a premium that we're spending.
Well, technically, it's $1 million worth of coverage.
Yep.
There's a $10,000 retention on it, and the cost is less than $8,000. And it's not against our employees, it's just, it reimburses the city or makes the city whole should some sort of theft happen against the city.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Adcock. Any questions on items, any 7 through 10? Vice Mayor Wyatt?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like a report on item 7 and clarification on item number 8. We had it before us last Tuesday, but then there were some additions that were supposed to, or language that was supposed to change in it. So can you help us with the language change for item 8 as well?
Yes, ma'am. So item 7 is Z9121B. The applicant requests to rezone 1 acre property from PDR to revised PDR to allow 8 lot single-family residential development. This is located in Ward 7. This plan, the original Phase 1, was approved back in April of 2024. It was developed for 5 lots. They came back for Phase 2, and they wanted to do 6 lots. But then they came back with a revision that there was 1 bigger lot. They decided to break down into 3 lots that were in similar size and scale to all the rest of the phase. So that's what this is.
And these are lots to sell for single-family residences?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It'll be R2. And the 1 big lot, that was the one I had a question about. So it's going to be split up into several, I think you said 3 lots.
Yes, ma'am.
And that'll be for single-family as well, and
Yes,
they'll
ma'am.
be sold?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It was kind of fuzzy on the final lot there.
Right, and that, I had clarification from my staff too,
Okay,
because that was.
okay.
And with ordinance number 8, which is ordinance for ADU, we are basically having to do this because this is a new state law. This is reflective, what we have in the ordinance is reflective of state law. I think were some additions, or excuse me, not additions, but clarifications that we wanted to make about variances and ways in which you could build upon the lot if there was a primary structure on there. For example, under permitted uses, we said that a detached accessory dwelling unit shall not be erected or occupied before the primary single-family dwelling is erected on the same parcel or lot unless approved for temporary use during construction by the Director of Planning and the Planning and Development Department. Okay. So this keeps people from saying, hey, I want to build a big house and have an ADU there. They build their ADU, they move into it, and then decide, no, I've ran out of money. I don't need to build a bigger house. So then we have just a really small house.
But also corrected the issue of being able to do duplexes on single-family lots. So you have to have a primary residence there before you can add an ADU to it.
Mr. Carpenter, would you want to?
Well, that's one of the issues. The problem, we've got 2 problems with the statute. One is that there is some vagueness there, and the second one is that there is a provision that anything we have in place that's more restrictive ends on January the 1st of 2026. So I read the language about primary, and I read the word accessory suggesting that you had to have a building there, but the way that it's actually written doesn't actually say you have to have a structure there in order to put in an accessory structure. And I was very strong on that interpretation until I found out that we have had situations in the city where people come and get a building permit, and obviously not a lot of these, but they build a house, they build perhaps a garage, they build perhaps a swimming pool. It has something attached to that, and it's all done as part of one permit and all at the same time. So the concept that we would allow or require something for an accessory structure that is more restrictive than what we allow for other structures within the city puts us into immediate conflict with what the language says. That gives us two choices. We can go ahead and do it anyway because that's what we do, but that also puts us into the position of having to defend a statute that the legislature has put into place. And for the most part, since this is not a fundamental right in the sense of, race, religion, and such, we would have a very hard time overcoming it, particularly since in the Arkansas Constitution, we have this language that says that the right of property is above all other rights. So that means that we have a zoning statute that is to be strictly construed because while we're supposed to do the overall quality of life within the community as part of zoning, it's against the common law. We have no other right to zoning than what the legislature has given us. And the legislature has put this in such a way that what seems obvious really isn't.
Okay. Maybe I understand that. But I think what I'm really interested in is the fact that you have an R2 lot and you can't go in and build a primary and a secondary unit on that lot, brand new. You have to have an existing structure in order to do that. That's what we talked about on Tuesday. Is that what we're saying today?
That is not what we're saying today. That's what Mr. Carpenter was just explaining.
I think Vice Mayor Warwick also, I totally understand where you're coming from because there's going to be a lot of residents that want that. There is some vague in the legislation that was passed at the state legislature. There's no city in Arkansas that I believe wants ADUs from this standpoint. But if we were to put anything onerous or restrictive into our ordinance, it would cause some major issues with the state legislature. That's probably the best way to explain it.
If you look,
But
Vice
have
Mayor,
you not gotten permits to do that very thing and you turned them down?
there was a permit that was issued or applied for on Mountain Vista. It was turned down because they cleared cut about 2.5 acres and they did not get any stormwater, didn't get any grading, clearing or grading permits, no stormwater erosion protection. There was no permits from ADQ or anything. If I could also speak to that, if you look at B, you'll say a will serve letter, and this is part of the state law as well. A will serve letter is required from applicable water and wastewater utilities. So in this case, CAW and Little Rock Water Reclamation Authority will have to give permission for this too.
Okay. I've talked to the legislature, and this was not the intent to build duplexes on residential lots. It's for accessory dwelling units, not duplexes. And the concern I have is what's happening on Mount Vista, where they are building duplexes on residential property.
I share
And
the same concern.
I thought you had a permit to do that very thing and you turned it down. So the only thing you've turned down is the fact that they were doing early excavation work ahead of this, the building. So have you received a permit to do that?
We have not,
A request for a permit to do that?
they, as far as they know, we met with them yesterday to explain to them everything that was required of them from a stormwater standpoint. I do not know if they have applied for their clearing and grading permit yet, but I will check on that. But I did ask them to give me a will serve letter from both utilities.
Okay, thank you.
Director Lewis?
I had a question on 9.
All right.
I don't know who could just give more detail on the Imagination Library.
Jennifer.
I have in my mind what I think that is dealing with what we've done with the bank, but I didn't want to assume, so.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Each geography that wants to participate has their own affiliate. So we have one that serves Pulaski County, which includes Little Rock. So they mail a book to children age birth to 5 once a month, an age-appropriate book. And that book comes addressed to the children at no cost to the family. The cost to the Imagination Library organization, I believe, is around $30 a year per child. So it's also maybe about the best ROI you can get. If a child is enrolled at birth, they could have a home library of up to 60 books by the time that they age out and are 5 years old.
So who are we working with? Like, how do we get this out to get more people involved?
So they have enrollment. They work with Little Rock School District Pre-K, but also to send it home for those younger siblings. They work with a group of pediatricians and have those signups in their offices. So a lot of times when the new babies come in, the pediatrician will help them fill out or share the form so that they can enroll. The CALS also has some signups, but I'm happy to ask for any other points of enrollment from the Imagination Library.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Board members, any questions on item number 10? If not, Director Adcock?
Mr. Jordan? Is there any changes in yours or the Planning Commission's feelings on item 10?
No, ma'am, there's been no change in our feelings. We still recommend denial.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Seeing none. Any more questions?
I have another item.
Yes, ma'am.
The legislature passed a law pertaining to boards and commissions, and it took effect on August the 5th. And I would like to know, since this pertains to our boards and commissions, have we notified members of the City of Little Rock boards and commissions about the attendance?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us what has been done and what's going to be required?
Tom, would you like Lynette or you or?
I'm going to turn that to Lynette because she actually did the notice.
Good afternoon. We specifically asked clarification of this new state law. It was Act 505 as it relates to the Freedom of Information laws of the state. And Sherry Latimer, who's a senior deputy city attorney, actually attended a session with the Attorney General and specifically asked how they were interpreting this particular law as it relates to our boards and commissions. And the Attorney General made it very clear that all boards and commissions have to be in person. And so if you're Public Safety Commission or some other board or commission of the city, the Zoom meetings are no longer going to be permitted. Everything is in person, and that came straight from the Attorney General, Tim Griffin.
Then people who miss meetings, when will they then be replaced?
Our ordinance provides that if you, specific numbers of meetings that can be missed, and then the person is subject on our boards and commissions to being released, to being removed. This board has fairly consistently in the past, if they've reached that point, let the individual say to the board if there was any particular reason why they hadn't been there, and on occasion has allowed people to stay on a board or commission.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Any more questions? All right, meeting adjourned.